2026 is the year of the horse. The horse. Sure feels that way. It's Saturday. I'm Akorn. Welcome back to Gen X and Millennial Memes, where I remind you of a better day and time. If you would like to help save the channel, please consider hitting that like and subscribe, and let's get into today's show, starting with this week's pop quiz. Can you identify where this image is from? If you think you know, drop your answer down in the comments below, and stay tuned because we'll have the video answer later on in the show. Here's a 1970s finger warmer. Well, they're not technically wrong, but I would advise against it. Me and my husband watching the new Muppet Show, realizing Gen X has become these guys. Gen X was born these guys. Trying to get phone reception in the middle of nowhere. Heck, I have to do that in town sometimes. Have you ever received a handwritten report card? There was no other kind back then. And so were all the teachers' grade books, too. How many of you guys bought a red Bic pen back in the day? And if you had one, what'd you use it for? Nothing built character like the first bite of a Hot Pocket being ice cold on the outside and volcanic in the center. I have officially reached the age where I am bothered by lights being on, doors left open, loud noises, and people. Yeah, I can mostly agree with that. Therapist. Do you know where your anxiety started? I have some ideas. We didn't take selfies. We took one photo, prayed nobody blinked, and waited 2 weeks to find out it was blurry. Yep, true story. Here's 5 pounds of U.S. grade A government cheese. Came across this a few weeks ago. This shows all of the DeLorean models that Hot Wheels has made. The thing that I found the strangest about this, though, is that they just started making them in 2010. I'd never thought about, before seeing this, that I'd never seen a DeLorean Hot Wheel, but I would have always assumed that they'd have had them, especially after Back to the Future became a hit. How many of you guys remember the whistle that came in the box of Captain Crunch? People in the 80s. I bet they have flying cars in 40 years. Meanwhile, in 2026, open box before eating pizza. You know, it's bad enough that they have to put that on sandwich wrappers, let alone a pizza box. Hopefully, it's just for a gag. But these days, at the very least, they're probably doing it for legal reasons. Porky Pig made his first appearance on March the 2nd of 1935. Back to the Future is definitely in my top 10 best movies list, but why would you get a tattoo of this? I mean, there's certainly worse things. Kids today panic when their phone's at 10%. Back in the day, we drove across 3 states on a quarter tank, no GPS, and a road map that was older than our car. Yeah, that's pretty much true. How many of you guys still have a road map? It's a wonder that they haven't stopped making them yet, to be honest, especially actual hard copies. I think the last one I bought was about 7 years ago. This was sent in by Russ in Walker's General Store in Wisconsin, pointing out the strawberry bonbons that Grandma always had in the candy dish, along with the butterscotch hard candies too. You also see a lot of the other older candy. How many of you guys remember the Nico wafers? And here we got a few of the greats. How many of you guys remember the manual game to TV switches? I think at some point in time, I did have one of the automatic switches, but I have no idea when that was.
Hey, Vern, it's about time you got home. Your old buddy Ernest has got to catch a ride down to First Federal Savings. Buddy, they have got everything. They've got you fast line. They got you friendly folks. Nice moo-moo, Mrs. Johnson. They've got you automatic teller machines. And they've got my checking account. And they'll even help me, Vernon, if I'm a little short.
Not only did gluten-free foods not exist in our day, we added gluten to our bread, but not just any gluten, but vital wheat gluten with vitamin C. This is a photo that I took a couple months ago, and I forgot about it, like a lot of things. But I don't know how old this box is. If there was a date, it's long faded away. But I found this box of wheat gluten in one of the totes from the last time I moved, which I'll just say it's been over a decade ago. But anyway, I just thought it was funny, especially in comparison to all the gluten-free stuff today. Oh, and it's still good too, by the way. The inside package is still sealed. I can still taste that wax. Yeah, certainly can. You get that brief burst of flavor, and it kind of fades off, and you're just left chewing on whatever's left. Kind of like Stripes bubblegum. Pretty much the same thing with it. It's been almost 40 years, and I'm still waiting for my turn. We can all wish, I guess. When someone tries to give me advice, but their birth year starts with a 2, you definitely have to severely question it. Yeah, there's a couple new G.I. Joes. I don't think these were a real thing, right? Because I'm assuming this is just an AI created image. Back in my day, this was our Call of Duty. 40 years of incredible service. End of the watch, February 2026. I just thought that was kind of funny. Never seen a handle break like that. I had seen them break up there at the hinge point, though. We've had a lot of cookware on the show in past episodes, but here's one that I forgot about. The name here says Visions, but a lot of people called it Visionware. My mom actually had a set of these. I completely forgot about those until I seen this photo. Sold crap for my school in the 1980s for a straight month just to get one of these. Yeah, what was it with these things that the school thought these should be a prize? Obviously for the school, they were cheap. I mean, basically it's a heavy-duty cotton ball with googly eyes and a foot pad that usually had a sticker-type adhesion on it after you peeled off the protective backing. But just like any other sticker or tape, if you stick it on something and remove it enough times, eventually it wouldn't stick anymore. We were way too young to be watching unsolved mysteries alone in the dark. What would have really been funny is if it was in the summertime and the window was open, somebody took a hose connected to a smoke machine and put up there, have that start coming through the window. This guy here found Zoltar, but it costs $1 now. It don't even have a coin slot anymore. It's a wonder there's not a credit card reader. Choose your own Saturday night. Are we supposed to pick what's in rows or we just mix and match? I'm going to say mix and match. I'm going to go with a cherry Coke in the Garfield mug, which I actually had this mug. And as far as movies, I'd probably go with Back to the Future or The Muppets in Manhattan. What would you guys pick? In honor of the Winter Olympics, I would like to recognize the greatest bobsled team of all time. I absolutely agree. Just don't forget John Candy. If you're a part of Generation X, yes, Columbia House is still looking for that payment. This was the only time a computer politely told you what to do, and you still didn't trust it. It is true, almost as much as we just shut it off before it told us this, but yet today, we trust AI. Nothing good ever followed hearing your full name from another room. No, it didn't. You knew you were in trouble then. Today's pop quiz question was, can you identify where this image is from? The answer is the Maxell commercial. I'm sure most all of us remember this one.
The usual, sir.
Please.
Even after 500 plays, our high-fidelity tape still delivers high fidelity. Maxell, it's worth it.
This was our social network. Them. It's not even that cold. Me. We didn't have server queues. We had a quarter on the glass, and everyone respected the law of the quarter. I tried to walk like an Egyptian. Now I need to see a chiropractor. Type the name of an 80s movie in the comments. Others will rate it out of 10. I'm gonna say Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best movie ever. What would you guys rate it? Then drop your favorite 80s movie. Did anybody else grow up eating this? Mostly syrup, 47 peaches, a few pears, 1 grape, and maybe half a cherry if you were lucky. Everyone wants to be liked and accepted, except Gen Xers. Gen Xers don't care. The Goonies has been voted the best family movie ever. I went and looked this up, and this actually happened just recently, but there was a lot of people that voted online that The Goonies was the best family movie ever, and it ended up winning the vote. This is not an egg. Only someone alive in the 1980s will get it. Very true, and you definitely don't want to be sunny side up. Doctor, are you feeling any pain? Me, only the normal amount. Doctor, the normal amount is 0. Do you guys remember candy buttons? This is one I don't remember. Archaeologists recently unearthed new ancient artifacts in a field. Yeah, just said. You have a 12-hour flight. Which 80s music character, don't they mean singer, are you sitting next to? I'm gonna have to go with Phil Collins. I think he's probably the most normal person out of this group. If I have to pay $7.99 to rent a 30-year-old movie off Amazon when I have a Prime subscription, then we should just reopen Blockbuster. I'd rather have their employees judge my life choices. Yeah, even when you have a streaming service, there never seems to be anything on there that you actually want to watch that you don't have to pay more to watch it. I don't know why y'all tripping. That's my boy Jeb Scary right there. Obviously, this is referring to the supposed Jim Carrey that appeared over at some French award show. That all came out just after I had already recorded last Sunday's show, or it would have been in there. But I'll talk a little bit about it on tomorrow's show. Welcome. Please scan the QR code for the menu. Me. Yes, absolutely. If I am in a physical location and if they have a sign that says scan a QR code for a price or a menu or whatever else like that, then no, I'm going to turn around and leave. Yes, I know how to scan QR codes. Yes, I've done it before. But I'm not going to do it inside of a physical location just to find out the price of something, especially when they have that for like every item. I've actually seen some places where they were starting to do that. So every single item you want to look at, you'd have to scan it to find out what the price was. Point of view. It's 1989, and you're about to have the disappointment of your life. Never had one, didn't know anyone that had one, but yeah, I heard about it later that they pretty much sucked. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon was released 53 years ago. Lieutenant Colonel Bo Gritz, Green Beret who inspired Sylvester Stallone's Rambo, passes away at 87. Do you remember getting this treat with your school lunch back in the day? It wasn't that name, and the label didn't look the same, but yeah, definitely remember those. Age 12. Fell off of a bike at high velocity onto a gravel road. Biked 5 miles home. Age 40. Used the wrong pillow. Back was non-functional for 2 days. Man, I really wish that wasn't true. It is my back sometimes, but more often it's my neck. And that's one of the triggers for my migraines. Today in 80s history, the CD was released in America, March 2nd, 1983. Do you remember the first CD you ever bought? I have no idea what it would have been, but I don't think that I started buying CDs probably until around the mid-1990s, maybe even the late 90s. Social Security is not welfare. My wife and I paid into Social Security for 50 plus years. It was supposed to be a retirement account not touched by politicians. Lyndon Johnson figured out that the government could not take it, but they could borrow it, and now it's gone. Now the woke left call it welfare. It's not. We paid for it and are entitled to it. No, Social Security is not welfare. We pay into it our entire life, and you'll never get back what you put in. At least those of you who's getting Social Security. I've known for a long time that I never would. Because not only have they stolen all of that, but the U.S. economy and even the U.S. dollar is going down too. If you enjoyed today's show and would like to help save the channel, please consider hitting that like and subscribe and drop a comment about where you're watching from. But that's it for today's show, and I'll see you all back here on tomorrow's show. Until then, I thank you all for watching. You guys take care and stay safe out there this weekend. This is Akorn, over and out.
I just wanted to reset your alarm so you wouldn't miss that big sailing boys down at Stinger's Ford. Just put that Good night. I'm a bad dream. Here I am again. I'm that meatloaf.